And here to provide insights on yesterday's Senate debate and voting is Philippine constitutional framer Attorney Christian Monsod. Attorney, thank you for joining us. Yes, Attorney. Attorney, thank you for joining us.
Can you hear us po? Oo, we'll try to...
Yeah, we're getting the insights of course, one of the framers of the Philippine Constitution.
And I think
Attorney
it's also
Christian
part
Monsod,
of the civil society groups that are pushing for the status quo from the SC,
Yes,
anti-order, and of course yung asking to intervene. Okay.
All right, Attorney Christian, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Ayun po.
Hello.
Yes,
Right.
Attorney, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay po. All right, was wondering what is your reaction to the Senate's vote to archive the impeachment case of VP Sara?
Well, parang sinabi nila compromise yun with the proposal of Senator Sotto to table it at saka yun naman kay Senator what's his name?
Marcoleta po?
Excuse me. Marcoleta.
Marcoleta.
Na dismiss, no? Pero if you read the Supreme Court decision in the ruling of the Supreme Court to them, na if it is archived, it is dismissal.
Okay.
Yun ang Supreme Court decision. So it depends on how the Supreme Court will rule on the motions for reconsideration, including how do you interpret what the Senate did, no? Whether it can be reopened or there has been dismissal. That's up now to the Supreme Court. Because sabi naman ng Senate that they support, or whatever it is, what word they use, the Supreme Court decision.
So you think, Attorney, yung interpretation po ni Senator Sotto that the more prudent approach was to table it, given that although immediately executory yung decision, it's not final yet?
Palagay ko tama yung move ni Senator Sotto. Because then we have to grapple with the Supreme Court decision, which is different from the interpretation of the Senate that it can be revived. Supreme Court said it is a dismissal.
But one of the points po that was raised yesterday by Senator Tito Sotto is yung plausibility na ma-reverse nga po yung ruling given na yung unang kanilang desisyon ay unanimous. Yan po ay of course dinebate ni Senator Marcoleta saying na kapag unanimous na yung decision, more or less usually hindi na po talaga yun na nare-reverse. Your thoughts on that?
Kanya-kanya opinion yun, right? I mean, there have been instances where the Supreme Court has reversed itself, and then maraming question was it a unanimous decision that Senator Marcoleta raised, no? So let's see what the Supreme Court does. The only thing we can do is now wait for the Supreme Court decision on the motions for reconsideration.
That's right. Attorney, baka naman you could explain to us, no? Kasi mentioned ni Senator Tito Sotto about how the Supreme Court based its decision daw on the word adjournment and sine die adjournment. There's a world of difference daw between the two. And mukhang pinagbasihan daw ng Supreme Court sa February 5 case is adjournment. Kala nila sine die adjournment daw yun.
Well, yeah, he raised that question, and to me, issues like that, I prefer to wait for the Supreme Court than speculate on what are the possibilities they can do. That's just debating the issue when actually it all depends on the Supreme Court. But my point about the Supreme Court decision is I think the Supreme Court overreached its powers, and because the Supreme Court, when we were writing the Constitution, there was a proposal na yung Supreme Court should be the judge, and that was voted down. Kasi sabi namin hindi pwede yun kasi yung the Supreme Court justices are also subject to impeachment. So how will they be? How can they be expected to be fair or independent in that manner? But sabi more important, yung accountability article ng Constitution is to protect the people from public officials who betray the public trust.
Yes.
Okay.
And therefore yung second mode na 33% vote of congressman is immediately it becomes the articles of impeachment. It was sent to the Senate. That is we were liberalizing the procedure because liberalizing it protects the people's rights. Ang gusto naming avoidin nga yung ginagawa ng Senado na postpone here, postpone there, and so on. Because you don't know if the charges are true, then harm is being done to the people when you keep on delaying.
Yes.
Right.
Di ba?
Opo, you have a point po there. And speaking of accountability, you and Justice Carpio have urged the Supreme Court to reverse or to reconsider its July 25 ruling. And if the decision is upheld, what do you see as the next credible legal or political pathway to ensure accountability?
Well, alam niyo, the people will always have the last word. Na sa akin, eventually, the people will win this. No? But, sabi ko nga, there is always, of course, the ombudsman. The people can go to the ombudsman and say, will you please investigate the both the Senate and the Supreme Court? Because the ombudsman can investigate even the president. For anything that's illegal and unlawful, inefficient, lahat covered lahat yung mga actions of government officials. Kaya nga dapat ang sabi nga dapat ang ginawa ay sumbungan ng bayan.
Yes, that's
right.
Ombudsman.
That's why it's very
Yeah. That's why sa akin the sovereign people will always have solutions. Yung Senate, for example, or even the House, kung hindi tama yung kanilang ginagawa at parang tinatago nila o pinoprotektan nila yung mga respondents sa kaso, the people can get back to them when it's time to vote.
Yeah. Lastly, Attorney, you mentioned the Ombudsman. Can the House then file a case against VP Sara sa Ombudsman na lang? And ano po accountability pwedeng ipataw kay VP Sara galing sa Ombudsman?
But of course the Ombudsman cannot file the case. No?
Yeah.
But the Ombudsman can do the investigation.
Yes.
So on the basis of the results of the investigation of the Ombudsman, the people can file cases against those who have betrayed the public trust.
Right.
And there in here, we're not talking only about removal from office and the perpetual disqualification. We are talking here about criminal or civil case
That's
with
right.
penalties. So so it's a broader scale that the people have options. So let's not underestimate the people.
The power of the people.
The people eventually will win this.
Right. Well, we will continue to get in touch with you regarding this issue. For the meantime, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your insights. Philippine Constitution framer, Attorney Christian Monsod.